Hello everybody, Lazy Lightning here, playing some EVE Online with you tonight, showing you how to generate a million ISK a minute. I'm going to be doing it in this Gila here. Here's the build. I'm going to be using a mobile tractor unit to kill the wrecks, and I'm going to let my drones do all of the killing, just to demonstrate that this is enough. 372 DPS is enough DPS to easily make it through all three areas. Even if you get three worst case scenarios, I mean, if you get three of the longest possible rooms, you'll be under a minute left. I mean, if you don't use your missiles. If you use your missiles, it's easier. You won't ever get that low. But even like without using the missiles, I'll make it through all of these zones, no problem. And like I said, I am going to be using a mobile tractor unit to... There it is. I'm using the pack rat. I recommend it over the standard MTU, but the MTU, the standard one, works. And yeah, so my missiles, I like the ranged missiles. You could definitely get a lot more DPS with the rapid lights, or the just more DPS in general with better missile launches. And I just don't find it necessary. This is enough DPS to do everything. And this is completely passive build. The only thing that uses capacitor is my Afterburner, and if I can't use that, no big deal. Guess I don't know if a sim. Now, if I was going to do non-gamma sights, I switch that to that. That's the only thing I switch, and you'll see now that's 315, but with the missiles, I'm back up to 405. So, and you'll see, like with the 372 DPS, I'll make it through no problem. So at 405, I should be able to do any of them. The gamma sights are actually a little bit slower. I don't normally do dark sights. Just if I did, I would probably dump this, add the Tech 2 launches here, and get some precision missiles. Just because of everything has a higher transversal in the darks. I just don't do them. It would handle it though. The ship, as if you see it here, would actually handle. I mean, I would dump this, add the Type 2 launchers, and get some Fury missiles in here, and then that would handle Tier 4s, which I do use this ship for Tier 4s. But Tier 3s are, especially Tier 3 gamma sights, are absolutely... I just don't even know it's possible to die. I mean, you don't know... I'm not even sure. If you didn't shoot anything, I think the 20 minutes would run out before they would actually kill you on most rooms. But, I wouldn't recommend trying that. So here we go. And if you're new and you don't know what the Abyss is, it's an instance. I mentioned the word gamma a few times. Gamma is the type of filament that I'm doing. There are 5 different types. Gamma is just one of those. And I'm doing the level 3 filaments here, or the they're called fierce. So in the very, very first room, you actually have to proceed towards the exit, or otherwise your ship will just sit there. In all the other rooms, it will automatically just start approaching the final exit. As soon as everything starts attacking you in the first room, that's when it's safe to actually bust your drones out. And even these guys are yellow, but don't worry about that. And we're just going to be using our missiles to go ahead and kill all this stuff. Once you have a couple wrecks on the board is when you want to drop your MTU. You can work that out for yourself. I'm not going to theory craft about how to use the MTU or where to use it. Oh, and you do have to once start your Afterburner. In this case, I don't have to because I'm going to be basically just sitting at my MTU on my drones, kill everything. So I tend to take out the... I don't try to micromanage my drones too much, but I like to take out the electronic warfare enemies first. And just to talk a little bit about the nodes here, I forgot to write down how much we started with, so I'll just add it up as we go. So the first room is 13.8, which is a very good start, and this is why. This is the tier 4 gamma filament, and I'll be keeping that, but if you want to sell it, go ahead. And I got it on other fierce, so this is a good first room, 13.8. And the filaments, the skill books, the mutaplasmids, any kind of loot, the blueprints, everything that is not the CSIs, the condensates, the surveys, and the isogen, anything that's not those three only comes from the bioadaptive caches. So, you know, if you choose to only loot them, you'll do well. I just find that it doesn't slow me down much to loot them all, so there's no reason not to if you use an MTU, or if you use a, you know, if you're using a fast ship and you're going to be kiting things, you know, because normally in the fast ships, a lot of them, if you get the transversals up to too high, you won't be able to hit anything. So you run in long straight lines and get them to chase you, and in that case, you can go from like node to node, you know, tagging them and looting them as you go around. You don't need the MTU, but you know, for this ship, not fast. Definitely want the MTU. Okay, so once everything's dead, go ahead and bring back your drones. And you can see the first room is 16.1 total. Then that's an estimate. But that's what this is all based on. So go ahead and loot that, then scoot, and then scoot over towards the exit. And then just check before you hit, you know, activate or jump, just check you have your drones and your MTU. And if you do, just go ahead and activate your gate and you'll fly over there and jump to the next area. And as I said, always check your timer. Saying a lot, sorry. Check your timer a lot, just so that you see how you're doing. Because some rooms definitely take longer than others. This was a very quick room. We're going to be out the gate at about 4 minutes. And you'll see as I have my tactical open, so you can see where you see the blue line. That's your trajectory. And when we go through, I'll start proceeding towards the next conduit automatically, because it's, I'm not sure why they do that, but just allow that to happen. That's where you want to go, and you always want to try to give a quick scan to what you're facing in the room. And even if you're brand new to Abyssals, start with Tier 1. Learn everything there is about Tier 1. And then do Tier 2s. And then learn everything there is to know about Tier 2s, and then do Tier 3s. And then go up to Tier 4s. And then if you master Tier 4s and you want to do Tier 5s, that's great, but they're a lot harder. Now this is going to be a long room. These guys just have high health and 70% resistances across the board. So they just take a long time to beat down, and there's really nothing you can do about it. They're slow and they don't hit hard. It's about as easy as a room as you can get. Honestly, you can hit them with pretty much any kind of weapon types. They just have a lot of hit points to beat through. So in like this case that I know that my drones are going to be working on these a while, I'll actually go all the way to the exit and then drop my MTU there. Just because I know it'll still be done, especially since there's only 2 nodes here that need to be tractor beamed in. Yeah. So just to give you an idea what I'm talking about here, these guys just have a solid set of armor. And yeah, there's really nothing you can do about it. Now this, I believe, is before the penalty, because they will have the, like in this case, a negative 50% explosive. So that's just another reason why I run the Valkyrie. They do explosive damage. They're the fastest. They have the best tracking speed. They have the second best shield, total amount of shield, and yeah, they're just really the best drones for gamma sites. Absolutely. you could definitely get more DPS out of maybe an augmented or anything, but just the fact that they don't miss, you know, like their tracking is so good. I've honestly, in the tier 3s and the tier 4s, I've never ever once regretted running the Valkyries, the faction Valkyries. They're about 1 million each, I don't know, somewhere between 1 and 2 million. So a small investment, honestly. You know, in this scenario, like 1 minute of our time. And I also run the 3% shield boost and 3% shield regeneration boost as far as implants go. And I recommend that. This, you know, the ship does not need it for tier 3s, but it's a little insurance policy. And as you can see, I still haven't used my missiles to attack anything. I'm just demonstrating the amount of that DPS you actually need to finish these sites. Some people go so overboard with their DPS, and if you're running strictly for the 4s and 5s, I recommend DPS because there's certain high priority targets that you need to get off the board, and not only do you need like to have high DPS, but you're going to want to throw, you know, I can carry nanite paste just in case. You're going to want to be using a lot of heat. In the tier 5s, I don't even know if you can do them without heating. There's just so many targets that need to be burned. So you're going to have to, you know, really know your piloting skills in order to do tier 5s. And I don't know if you can run a passive ship in tier 5. I've never seen a build that was completely passive like this that can do a tier 5. Just because of the fact that you can't heat. I don't know. Maybe. I love the passive ships though, because the most expensive items tend to be the, you know, the shield boosters, which can be as much as the rest of the ship in some cases. And if you get neuted out, they tend to have low total shields and, you know, and high, you know, heal. So if you get neuted out, they actually kill you quite quickly, and I hate that. You know, because this is my ship for generating money, which, you know, I'm still actually pretty new to this game, but I've had good success running the tier 4 missions with like a rattlesnake build. As far as minute for minute, it's just a much bigger time commitment, you know, like a tier 4 mission can take an hour. Like this, I can jump on 20 minutes, boom, bam, boom, I'm out, I've made 20, 30 million, and, you know, I get a sense of satisfaction out of that. Take a look at what we got for this area. So 5.5. So these things only drop out of the bioadapters. Those are some of the things. Okay, so 5.57. You know, so loot that, scoop it. Check your drones, check your MTU, and jump. And we have 10 minutes for the last zone, we're fine. I knew those guys were going to take a long time to beat down. I should have looted and scooped and been ready, I was just talking. And here's another cryptist room. The confusers are the ones that will destroy your missile range and your tracking. Luckily, missiles really don't. I mean, they definitely get the range penalty, but the tracking, like, I was in my... what ship is it? I can't think of the name. Phantasm? Just yesterday, and I had a room full of these guys just dropping my tracking to nothing, and I was, you know, going, you know, trying to get them to chase straight behind me, trying to get the transversals out, and I just couldn't hit them, and I literally finished the area with like 1 second left. I got out. It was, you know, a butt clencher for sure, but not in this ship. So again, it's only going to be 2 nodes, and I know that I'm going to be able to loot them before my... Why are you not dying? Is there a suppressor tower shooting down my missiles? No, there we go. Since there's only two, I'll proceed. Oh, it's because I didn't have the range because of that guy. Yeah, it was just, I hate panicking like that. Fun ship though, the Phantasms. And normally quite effective. I do electrical filaments in the Phantasms because they really benefit because they're energy based, and you know, the electricals give you the capacitor bonuses and all that good stuff. But I mean, they have an EM hole already, and then they'll get that EM penalty to their resistances, and like, oh my god, you get a bunch of sparks, you know, throwing EM damage at you in a room, and whew, you better get some of them dead fast or you're gonna die. A lot of ships have EM holes, which is, I don't know, and the Gila is strong too. I mean, it doesn't look it here, but like, I don't have any boost on it. Like, that's just what my... And if I got a couple more things training, like if I get my, you know, cruiser skills up, this will go up even higher. So, you know, it's great to have high explosive damage in gamma sites because you get that penalty. And the Gila just happens to have that too. It's almost like this ship was designed for gamma sites. I've never seen a ship that can do it easier. As far as just, I've tried so many different ships to make that, just to see if I could find another ship that was easier, and you just can't. I do love the Navy Caracals, actually. I don't like having to rely on drones, and just missile boats are my favorite. So we've got our loot. Let's oops. Let's get that done while we're locking. Oh, look at that, another 5.2. 5.22. See, this is raging, but it's Firestorm. Nobody wants them. That's why it's so low. So go ahead and get ready to exit. So this will be over very quickly, so we'll be out by 5 minutes. This took us 15 minutes and we made just about 27 million. With the, say, 3-4 million costs of the key, you're still talking 22-23 million profit in 15 minutes. So just shows you just how easily you could use to generate that 1 million ISK per minute. I mean, worst case scenario, sometimes I only generate 10 million. That's really very low. I mean, 10 million profit, and that, you know, still only take me 10 to 15 minutes to finish. So you can see just how easily this ship can generate. But it's not the most exciting. But a lot of times, if I'm not making a video, I'll just be like literally playing a game on my phone, or I'll be texting, or I'll be doing other things. Not so much so that I'll be risking forgetting and, you know, coming back to 25 minutes later being like, oops, you know, time's up. But yeah, it's low maintenance kind of skill. I do not have my ship skills maxed, but I do have a decent amount of them. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, everybody, and good luck.